Friday, February 2nd, 2024. The flight. What has Agathiar taught us this far? For a start, he spoke about karma that no one spoke before. He had it all written in the Nadi, purportedly said to be written way back in time. He saw the fault in the stars and extended a hand in giving me a list of what I should do to align the stars in my favor, or rather align myself to the stars laid out by him. He gave me his picture to remember him by and his names to call out to him. I repeated the names and carried out worship as I had done to the deities, gods, and goddesses all those years. I took on the journey visiting places of energy vortexes in the hope that I could shed the baggage I carried and get myself aligned to receive the goodness that was waiting in these places. I saw miracles take place for the very first time in my life. The travels and the remedies done must have done some good, for they drove away doubts and questions and strengthened my faith and belief. I came home, turning my humble home into a fortress, housing him. Seeing my faith and effort, he came as a guru, taking up a physical form. He had a name tagged to the form. It was Tavayogi Thangaresan Adigal. Tavayogi introduced me officially to the path and showed me to Agathiar, endorsing the worship and adding several rituals to it. Agathiar, who initially only came to stay a while as a bronze statue, finally moved in with us for good, at least till recently. I and my family had someone to look up to speak to hold on to, and to weep over his shoulders. His golden hue shone during those golden years. He decided to present himself to the world. He had youths turn up at my home, which had become his home, Agathiar Vanam. He had us go out to help the unfortunate and see him in them. Compassion arose from within our hearts. Now it was time to surrender the self to the bigger self so that he could come to reside in our hearts and work on us and do his work through us. He took possession of us and all our belongings. He claimed ownership of it all. We lost our identity except for official purposes where we were known by our names. The rest of the time we served in his name. Then it was time to call it a day and put the tools done. If the earlier tools, puja and charity, brought transformation in others, he now gave us another tool that would bring on an internal transformation and had us go within. We came out a different person and with a different perspective and window to the world. There was no going back now. There was no option but to go ahead. Though we very much wanted to stay aloft, to stay dry, life had to go on and we were forcibly grounded at times. But whenever the breeze and the wind blew, we spread the wings and flew in joy. This is what is currently happening now. Agathiar has brought us this far. He reminds us not to sabotage his efforts. He did it out of love and compassion for us. What did we do to gain his attention and receive his teachings?